Hello, we're back with another Ponder Q&A. It's been a while.
Yeah, it has.
We've been lazy / also busy doing stuff. So
Yeah, kind of both.
So yeah, we're trying to get back on it. We fell off because I went on a work trip, which he came with, which was a week long, setting up a different store.
Yeah.
So we didn't bring the camera, so we were busy doing good stuff then, but then we came back, we kind of got lazy and didn't pick it up again.
Weeks. Well, we did bring the camera. We did bring the camera, but she was working 12 hours a day.
12 hours a day, 6 days, so...
Yeah, so, I mean, we could have done something, but we weren't there for that. So we brought it just in case.
We did some fun stuff after, but because it was... I would get off at 7. It wasn't a ton of time. We did stay up late, but
we weren't really able to video
anything. Kind of,
There wasn't anything. I mean,
waste time videoing.
Yeah.
We went to a lot of cool places, found an awesome boba tea place.
Yeah, we went places to eat. That was kind of our thing while we were out there. So it was just like, that's what we were doing. So, just a change of, I think it's fine. And we are excited and interested to get this going again. So just a little break and we're back.
Alrighty. So let's see what our first question is.
Okay.
All right. What was the very last thought that crossed your mind?
Whoa. The very last thought that crossed my mind?
That's a difficult one.
I had donuts when I was in... Where was it? Fairfield?
Yeah, Fairfield.
There was this donut shop, and like the textbook donut shop. It was a bright pink building in the middle of a bunch of not bright pink buildings. It stuck out, but it was small, and there's like parking in the back. Like not a lot, and like all the spots are like full for no reason, you don't know. But then you go into this donut shop, and there's a bunch of people in there, and it's early in the morning, and they had all these awards for like, I guess I don't know how many donut shops are in Fairfield, so maybe it was. It was like best donut shop. It's kind of hard to say.
Donut shop, yeah.
And that's what they told me when I walked in. No. And they had all these plaques for like every year in a row since like 2008. Best donut shop in Fairfield or whatever. And they had little newspaper article clipping things, and their menu was clothespin like what's the cameras you take the picture and then you pull it out? It was almost like, I don't think it was Polaroid, but that's what it looked like. It was Polaroid pictures of each type of donut clothespinned onto a rope, like a fin, but it was like a burlap, like wound rope, just hanging from the ceiling. And they had this.
Did you see them? I probably wouldn't have been able to see them.
Oh no, they were close and big. Okay. It was right in your face. And they had the funniest thing was, like the old school memes. I guess there's still some of that way now, but it was like just a picture and the white text. Mm-hmm. Like that was what a meme was, and it's changed so much. But it was like pictures of their kids, like making not pleasant faces, like not like one it was crying in the picture, like screaming, and just faces of like the kids like, and then they would say stuff about their store above and below the picture on the picture right there, like a meme. And one of them was like it looked like their kids. I mean, it looked like the owners. Like it looked like, that could be their kids. The kid was like crying, and it said, "We only accept $20 bills." Like the highest bill. Like it made, and then it was funny because it was this kid crying. So if you bring a bill, it made sense. But it was so funny. It was, and the one thing there that was so good was they did a breakfast sandwich where the bread is a donut. So they cut the donut in half. They put eggs and bacon. Oh my gosh! So anyway, that was when it says what's the last thought, right then when we were talking about Fairfield and Esther doing the store, she would start work early. I went and stayed. All my work is remotely. I can work completely remotely. So I took her every morning, dropped her off, picked her up every time. So that was fun.
And came for all my lunches and breaks.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So it was really fun. I was able to be there for all of her different breaks and stuff. So that was fun. I hope you enjoyed that. Mm-hmm. And so I was, once I dropped her off, she didn't have a break for multiple hours. So then I would go and, have little things. And So that was my last thought.
Mine is funny. Before I went to read the question, I saw that you put socks on. And I was like, I wonder if you did that so we could show our cute socks. So, yeah, I have cappuccino socks.
The reason I did it was I just don't want my feet.
Yeah.
Just my, like I wouldn't, first of all, they're long socks. So first of all, that's how high they go. But I'm wearing shorts. Now, only if you're doing like sports stuff and you have like the Nike socks, you pull them, which I don't like that anyway. But this definitely looks weird, this bunched up with my shorts. But I just put them on for that reason. And they're music socks, so yeah. So there you go.
All right, there we go. Okay.
Was that your last thought? You're like before I started saying my thing?
Well, before I read the question.
Before you read the question. Because I was wondering if what I said was
going
to affect your last thought. But you kept it.
Yeah.
Good.
All right, so next question. How many hours did you spend in front of a screen today?
Today?
Yeah.
Okay, well, usually we film these at night, and this is the morning. So
we could have actually checked on our phone, but we haven't been on it this morning. We've been on it a little bit.
Well, one thing another reason why we've got less of this done is a while back we had, and I think it's smart. I mean, it kind of sounds cheesy and dumb, but I do think it's smart. We put time limits on each other's apps that are kind of a waste of time, YouTube or Instagram or, just these things where you kind of, you can use these things for good. You can use these things for education stuff. We haven't been. And so we each put a lock on the time of the thing. So we can't waste so much time because, sadly, and this is kind of the age we're in, and I think it's important for people to think about it, our generation, we spend a lot of time on the phones. And it's kind of cheesy and cliche. I understand. You can make jokes in the comments about me, but we would be together, just us here at night hanging out, but we would just be on our phones kind of separately. We're right next to each other, but we're just and it just we didn't like maybe if we were accomplishing something on them, like we sell stuff on Instagram, so we do that, but we haven't. That's not what we've been doing. So it would be. We've still been selling paintings, but we haven't been marketing it at all. It's just been doing it itself.
And if we are doing something good, it's just 2 seconds for them to put a code in.
Yeah,
I was watching a bunch of art videos because I'm going to try alcohol inks.
Yeah.
So I tried a couple little things of it. Pretty fun. So I got some more stuff yesterday to work on it. Yeah. So then my thing timed out. But
got her phone timed out.
I just grabbed his iPad and did it on there. But you can just put the code in. So it's, if we're doing something that we want to be doing.
So we definitely we had that in the past. We reinstated it literally like yesterday or 2 days ago. And all of that being said, to be productive or to be, accomplishing things or to have your life going in a direction that you're proud of or that is continuously in a growth pattern, which would hopefully be the goal. It's a continuous battle. You have to keep doing things, and you might have a schedule, or you might have something. That has the weirdest color.
I chose it because it's very big, and I'm trying to drink more water.
Yeah. So to falling out of a good schedule or missing something you've done isn't necessarily the problem. That's going to happen. You can't not have that happen. The real problem is saying, okay, now I can't pick it back up. And that's what we were kind of doing to ourselves these last few weeks is we would miss things and then be like, well, we failed. That's it. We can't even talk. It's over. And obviously that not being the case, you pick it back up. So, we're trying to schedule our time. And I know it sounds cheesy, like, to your kids, you put locks on things. But hey, a lot of people our age, myself included, definitely, are wasting a lot of time on the devices. So it's cool to be able to have something, because the self-control is very difficult. It's very difficult with the instant gratification of the phones and getting whatever you want, watching whatever you want. It is, and we don't have like Netflix, or we don't do any of the like actual paid subscription stuff.
Yeah.
And sometimes you feel like, oh, I'm watching an actual movie, so I'm doing something. We're literally just watching like 10-minute wasteful videos. Nothing, just complete nothing, void of anything positive. And so I think, so it's good. It's a good thing. We're getting things back in order. Don't be upset if you miss stuff here and there. It's fine. People get in funks and get in, their little thing, and they're upset about this, that, or the other thing. And being able to get back into it is important. So we're not perfect by any means, and we definitely were wasting a ton of time, and we're just trying to get back at it. get back
There
in.
you have it. Okay.
So we spent little time, and the reason I brought that up is because we also put those time limits on. Yeah. So we've spent less time,
Plus,
and we'll
it's
continue to
just made
spend.
me more conscious when I do get on. I know there's a timer, so I'm like, do I even need to be on this? No.
Exactly. And then you feel like, what if I do want to look at stuff later? I got to get off now to save my time. So it makes you... It's a good thought process, and I would suggest everybody to have some sort of limit. You have limits for everything else. When you get off of work, when you go to... Like, you have... This is when I do this. This is how long it's going to take. You can... Let's say you had the day off. You can accidentally spend 3-4 hours and you wouldn't even know it. You wouldn't even know. And then you get that screen time thing and it says, your percentage of screen time is up 50% this week. And it's like, you spent 7 hours and 52 minutes. And you're like, that's the whole time I was awake. So anyway, I think it is a good thing.
All right. This is an interesting one.
Okay.
What does your partner smell like today? And then it says under it, if they're not around, call and ask.
What the heck?
I didn't put my perfume on.
Well, so then we have to smell ourselves. And then you call me. Because we're not with each other. we won't
I was about to put my perfume on, but I'm going to change before I go to work. So I thought I should put what I'm going to wear to work on first and then put perfume on.
Well, from where I'm sitting, I don't smell anything. So
yeah, I don't think you put your cologne on either.
No.
We just smell like laundry then?
What do I smell
Because isn't this just cleaned?
Yeah, this is just clean.
Oh, my shoulder.
That smelled nice though.
Okay,
Did you put like lotion on or something?
Nope.
It smelled like a lotion.
All right,
smell
there you go.
fine.
Good.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, I mean, you smell fine.
Oh,
No, it don't
say
smell
we
bad.
Smell good. Okay. Okay, the next one I want to apologize about.
Oh. Let's see. Last night, Esther asked to...
Oh, this is quick. Oh, no.
Esther asked... Well, I already apologized for this. Esther asked to film this last night, and I always talk way too much. I'll make it short. My Tesla got vandalized, and I had to get it repaired, and it took a long time. So I just got it back, and I've been wanting to drive it around, and you don't feel like I'm wasting gas or anything. You're just kind of driving the car around because it's fun. So Esther wanted to film this last night, and I said, "Hey, do you want to go for a drive?" And she didn't really say anything, and then I said, "Hey, do you want to go for a drive?" And then she said, "No, we should film a video." Then I said, "Hey, do you want to go for a drive?" And she's like, "No, we should film a video." And then I'm like, "Hey, do you want to go for a drive?" And she's like, "Okay." So then, of course, I used that against her and said, "You said you wanted to go." So after I bothered her about it so many times. But anyway, the drive was fun. Other things were going on, but the drive itself was nice. But we were driving, and we weren't paying attention to where we were going at all. The car was mainly driving anyway. And we got to this little spot, and it's close to where we live. We don't
I've never seen it before.
There was a 3-lane toll. So we're driving just for fun. We accidentally drive through a toll, so now we get that in the mail.
And then we're on this little one
lane
highway
street. Bridge thing.
It's just going and going, and we're like, all right, where can we turn around? So we put the directions on to turn around, and it just had us turn in like somebody's driveway. That was part of the directions. It was like a little circle and then go.
And then, so we're not filming the video. Esther's a little upset because, I bothered her about going. And then we drove over this, little lake, this little, and so obviously at night on a lake, what's there? Millions of mosquitoes and bugs and stuff. So the car that they also just cleaned it when they fixed it, of course. The car had the most bugs on I've ever seen. I was actually surprised. I was surprised because I was like, okay, there's going to be some bugs. I'll wash the car in the morning. You don't want to leave the bugs on there. I said I was going to make this short. And so then there was all these bugs on the car, like a thousand. There was so many. And so I cleaned it that night. So we get back at like 9, not that late. But then I'm washing the car, which took like an hour and a half. So I'm washing.
An hour and a half. It was like 9:30 when we got back.
Okay. It took like half an hour.
Yeah.
But it felt like a really long time. So then I was like, oh, I'm sorry, Esther, that, I told you to go on the drive. So of course she said it was fine. So
yeah.
But yes, that is what
okay.
I most recently. I want to. Oh, well, I already apologized. I guess. Well, this is the morning. Not too much bad has happened yet.
Let's see. I should have been thinking of one while you were talking.
Well, that's kind of hard. On blathering. That was a very consistent note.
Probably for overreacting to things, because I could also do for the same event because I was all huffy when we got back.
Yeah.
But it was a nice drive, so I
really
should
was.
not have been huffy. But then we also paid toll, and I was like, oh my God.
That was just
on this drive. We should have been filming. We had to pay toll for no reason.
Yeah, exactly. Like how it always is, there was a bunch of little things stacked up, which then made it annoying. And then all the bugs. I mean, that really is what kind of threw you over the edge, is the bugs once we got home.
No, not really.
Well, because then I wasn't in here with you. We probably could have still filmed a video.
Yeah, but I was out of the mood.
Right, exactly.
Late. So, but, oh well, we filmed it now. So
yeah, that's true.
Sorry for overreacting, and you're sorry for going on a drive instead of doing video stuff. Because you always ask me to be like, well, remind us to do videos and stuff, and then I remind you, and you're like, let's do something else.
Yes. But I don't usually do that. I don't usually. But I just got the car back. Literally, I got it like 3 days ago.
So
and I've been wanting to drive it, but... Yeah, but the drive was super cool. It was just late enough to where the sun was going down, so you had that perfect gradient. The sun was already down, but you had that beautiful gradient where there's almost like green in the sky too, you know, because it's like the orange, the yellow, and then the yellow transitions into the blue. And you've got like this like almost turquoisey. And then I hadn't really seen it like this before. And where we were driving, they had all the windmills. They don't call them windmills, do they? Is that what they...
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, you know, the electricity, you know, things. There's thousands of them. So that made a beautiful contrast with the sky that was still bright enough. The sky's very dark. It's very dark, but it's creating those to be a perfect silhouette. So those were like black, the ground, the hills they were on, black, the sky, this beautiful gradient, and then the water was very bright. The water was very bright. It was just a perfect time where the sky was still beautifully reflecting off of the water. So the water was very bright. I mean, it was very bright. It was surprisingly bright. I mean, the windmills and the hills were black, dark. Sky, kind of dark, getting late. But the water was as bright as the sky was. It was just bright. It's very cool. Very cool.
Yeah. All right. What's right in front of you?
I thought of my socks. That's what we were talking about.
Table.
These little things.
Little
these things
decorative.
Are cool. What do you call these?
Spheres. Decorative spheres.
No way.
Yeah.
Is that like a legitimate term, or you're just decorative spheres?
Yeah.
Not balls.
That's what they're called at Hobby Lobby.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. It's almost looks like scales. They're like little well, you know what that makes me think of? It's not what these are, but sand dollars. You know what those are on the beach?
I thought of like, you know, when you sharpen a pencil and it comes off in a little circle.
Oh, that's really cool. So yeah, this one's cool, and then there's like little wound.
Woven.
Yeah, it sounds like I'm saying round wrong. Wound. It's like wound. Woven. I'll say woven. Now it sounds like I'm just saying wound. Look at these little wound ones. And then there's like even smaller ones. These are all really... I wish some of these were more on top. These ones are kind of getting buried.
Yeah, because they're little. So
they're little and they fall through. So anyway, that's what's in front of us.
Yes,
okay, we got time for one more.
All right.
Last one.
How have you grown this year?
That's difficult. I would say, I mean, if I'm being, completely honest, obviously there's been a ton of amazing things this year. We got married. I guess we should say 2020. Yeah, well, I'm thinking of 12 months.
Oh.
I would say during this year. And technically, I mean, we got married more than a year ago now at this point. But that's still, I mean, like a month. Within this year, all the different things that have happened, a new home, married, all these things. Obviously, there's been a lot of growth in those areas. Esther and I knew each other really well before we got married.
We've been together. I should check. We just passed also our
first time we met.
Knowing each other.
Yeah,
anniversary.
We go from the first time we met. There was no official. Can I date you? There wasn't. That just isn't what happened. So we say from the first time we met is kind of like, so we say like how long we've known each other, which obviously there was a difference from when we knew each other to when we were dating, but there was just no anniversary to the dating time. So we just say from where we met. But anyway, it's been like 5-6 years.
6 coming on 7, I think.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Might even have been there 7.
Yeah, so it's been a long time. So.
Oh wait, I was 15, and now I'm 21.
Yeah.
So it's 6.
Okay, yeah. So there was a lot. There were obviously a lot of changes, and I know a big comment for a lot of people is once you live together, things change so much. It really didn't feel like that. It really did not feel like that at all. We were not living together, obviously, before we were married. That's, our belief. But it really didn't feel that different. I think we understood and expected the different things. A lot of people say you should
live with... Yeah, because we knew each other so well. We knew how
a lot of people,
we would be.
Yes, a lot of people, you should live with someone before you get married. We don't believe in that. That's not our, that's not how we do things. And our belief on that is, you live together after you're married, and it didn't seem to change a lot. So anyway, going back to the actual question, the growth thing, I didn't feel a lot of growth in that specific area where a lot of people might say they felt a lot of change. Again, I enjoyed all the different things and great things, but I feel like there's been a little bit of a negative in the side of...
I think most people would say that for this year. A lot of...
Sure. Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
So
I'm not... Yeah. Absolutely.
Not surprising that some of us are not in the mood.
Yes. I didn't just want to go out the gate saying I felt negative about things when I just got married this year. And a lot of fantastic things have happened. Yeah. Some of the best things have happened. So I just want to make sure that's clear. But when I hear the word growth, and sadly, I'm not a negative person. I don't go towards the negative things. But when it comes to talking about like motivation and getting things done, I'm always negative to myself about that. I always want to be doing more, even when I'm doing so much. And a lot of people are like, oh, you do so much. I'm like, nah, I don't do anything. I got to do more. So for me, with the growth, with just different work things and, but again, to be fair, if I'm saying 12 months, the first 6 months of said 12 months.
I think it should be this year because it's
2020.
This year.
Yeah, but love, this year 12. Okay, I know people think of that differently. If someone's gonna ask me this year,
this year it means the one that you're in right now.
Okay, well then, so what? 6 months. We're in the 7th. We're coming up on the 8th month. Gosh, at the beginning of this year, at the beginning of 2020, everything was perfect, and a lot of people, you hear that from a lot of people because everything was going so great, and then boom. It hasn't got that bad for us in the being bad, obviously, but I had the most people working for me at the beginning of 2020. I had the most clients and things for different businesses, new house, married, so everything was going really well. So there was a lot of growth at the beginning of this year, 2020. And then a lot of it did fall off. Yeah. And it's coming back. It's not an end all. The implications and the effect of what we're going through right now will be felt for many, many years. So I'm not naive to say everything's gonna come back in a month or two. But in a month or two, things will start coming back. How I said it to some of the clients was, we're beginning the process of coming back. So we're not even processing coming back yet. We're beginning the process of, you got to go a few layers deep because stuff isn't really coming back yet, but beginning the process of coming back. We're beginning, people are in that mindset, and there's a lot of different opinions on coming back, not coming back, opening things, closing things. And there's reasons for both. So this year, a lot of growth and a lot of ups and downs, drastic ones. In 2020.
Yeah.
For us.
Okay, is that our last one?
Yeah, but you didn't say what you thought.
Oh.
I mean, it's going to be the same as what I thought, but...
Yeah.
You got to say your...
Have you grown?
You just go off of what you've grown then, because obviously you feel the same way about the negative stuff that I felt. Yeah. So what about... Because you've changed a lot. You've changed a lot over the years.
Yeah, but
as a person.
Not a ton this year.
No, not necessarily this year. Well, I don't know. I would say so. All in positive ways.
I became a manager this year, so I guess that's a growth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which is nice. It was offered to me before, and I said no because I didn't want the extra work. But so what I thought was it was a lot more hours, but it turned out to not be.
It's not.
And it's an assistant manager, so it wasn't actually a ton more.
Mm-hmm. Little things here and there.
Work and the hours are basically the same, so I was like, oh.
And some of the pieces of the assistant manager position you enjoy them. Mm-hmm. Closing, you get to close the store by yourself. You get out at a good time. The main manager kind of keeps them there long.
Which
and Esther
obviously, they have all these
of course.
Things.
But when Esther's there, it's still done well. I mean, what has he? Because I meant to ask you because I haven't asked you, so I guess I'll ask you. Has the manager ever come in the next morning and say, "Hey, you left so soon that this, and this wasn't done, and you did a bad job closing"?
Nope. Well, then it always looks good.
That's the thing. So if you can get out earlier and still have someone say it looks good, the other guy's doing it wrong. No,
he's just doing extra projects.
But
the store will be done, and then he's
should
like, okay,
you annoy the people underneath you by keeping them longer than they want to get a few more things
done? The store is behind because we've sent people to help, so many other places.
Well, yeah, but you
and
have
we
to
don't
keep...
have senior managers. We are supposed to have 2 senior managers.
Yeah, no, I understand. I'm not
assistant
dissing anybody.
managers. We have the assistant managers. We have the top manager, and we're missing the 2 main ones that help him with his job.
Yes. Yeah, I'm not trying to diss anybody, but...
And it's better to keep them a little late on his nights rather than get to a certain point. Okay, we're so behind. Let's stay till 2 a.m., which previous managers have done.
Okay, so that's very fair, and I didn't really think of that. But if they were always going late every night with him, it would become annoying. So you're right. It's good to have that balance.
Yeah,
you sometimes closing. They get out at 9, which isn't that late for a store, which is nice. 9, and then when he's there, it's kind of 10, 10:30.
The last 2 times I've left at 9:30.
Oh, okay, good. So anyway, all I'm saying is she's doing a good job, and it is good as a manager. Someone that I know, their phrase they always say is keep the talent happy. That's what they always say. If you have someone doing something for you, I know managers, they're not working for you. The manager still is working for the company. But when you have someone above you telling you what to do, the person above should be cognizant of keeping the talent happy. The people that are doing the work, you want them to be happy. You want them to be excited. With the people that work for me, I'm very, very careful with that. Some of my guys weren't even working, and I was still sending them money and stuff too. To be able to keep talent happy. Do you want them to come back and work for you after all this stuff is gone? Some people didn't come back, right? They liked that unemployment check. You know what I'm saying? They're like, hey, why do I got to come back? You want them to have a reason to come back. And I know with retail, it's a much different conversation. But if you had a nice manager, I'm not saying you don't. I think you do. But if you do, it keeps people wanting to be there, and you have to have the people. You have to have the talent. If no one's, you can't just have one guy running a store. So anyway, Esther's been doing a good job as assistant. Yeah.
All right. So there you have it. We'll hopefully be getting back into this.
Yeah, get back into this. Maybe some other videos. I think probably a few ponders.
We have a few things filmed, random kind of things. So we might have Esther's... a kind of mashed up next video after this.
But... And Esther's starting her ink art. We want to have that kind of be a part of some of the other art that we do, and be another thing. I think we could potentially use designs that are very abstract, because that's how the ink stuff is. Mm-hmm. The type she's doing starting the what do they call it? The oil. Alcohol ink. The alcohol ink art. Because when you say ink art, you could still be painting. It's the alcohol ink where you kind of blow it and it kind of creates these cool shapes and straws and little machines that blow air and stuff like that. It's abstract, and it has the little gold veins that kind of go through it. Very cool. My thought process, we haven't talked about it that much. My thought process on using it is that can be cards and letters for weddings. That's what
I was thinking.
Oh, okay, cool, awesome. Coasters for placemats.
That's another big thing. One of the first things I looked up was coaster ones, which I haven't. I then was like, I should not worry about that. I should learn just how to do it on a paper first, and then go on to other things. Placemats
for wedding. You can make marble with gold and I guess not gold and silver or gold, depending on the accent of the wedding. The colors of the wedding. Mm-hmm. You could get the colors of the flowers. You can make mats. You can print those things onto a bunch of different types of things, mugs, this, that, have it all available. So we like our wedding photography art, obviously, but we call it Find Your Hues, which can be very broad in its offering. It's been very specific in what we offer, and I'm having multiple things, multiple price layering, very good. When people get onto a website or stuff and they see one thing for one price, you cut out a lot of the people that are like, that's too expensive, or, oh, that's too cheap, it's not what I want. So then you have, the expensive thing, the median thing, and the cheaper thing, or less expensive, not cheaper, less expensive. And then they have an option between those three things. So you want to retain people's attention, marketing, advertisement, and all of that. And it's difficult with one price. So you want to have the multiple things. So, different websites and things that we're talking about making. And before making the website, I don't just want to have, because we've sold everything on Instagram. Before making the website, I don't want to have just the paintings. Yeah. I want to have many things in line, many things ready to go. Be able to have so many commissions for the Find Your Hues paintings, the wedding ones, that we close it. We have as many commissions as we can take. I want to get numbers. I want to crunch numbers. I want to know how many can we actually paint. Where does it become too much work? the money doesn't even matter. We just can't get that much done. When do we chop it off? You know, we've definitely had so many sometimes that it's like, you know, we're late to people. Don't want that. So we just want to really plan out. It's all about planning. And like we talked all the way back, you know, full circle to the very beginning is, you know, we're back in the mindset of let's get some things done. Let's work on some things. I got a lot of new things coming up, and I'm starting some new stuff today. So, and you know, being able to prepare for that and be in the mindset of that growth. So we're back to it.
Alrighty.
All right. Very good. Well, thank you guys. Good to see you. And leave us some comments in the bottom about just what we're doing or questions about the website or whatever. And we'd love to hear from you. So we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
I always say bye like that one.